Alright, this is Calabos, and we are playing Icewind Dale, Enhanced Edition. So, let's talk to Arundel here.
Right.
Oh, you have returned. What news? Does the evil we seek lie within the Veil of Shadows?
I've discovered the undead in the Veil of Shadows were not connected to the disturbance in the past.
Then the true source must lie elsewhere. I sense this evil has taken great care to conceal itself from prying eyes. I fear that by the time we discover it, it may be too late.
Well, yes, I mean, if you don't tell people what you're doing, then they don't stop you. Seems reasonable.
There may be a way to find that which does not wish to be found through magical means. However, to accomplish this, I will need your help. Then here is what must be done. I need you to find an ancient druidic artifact known as the Heartstone Gem. It is a powerful scrying stone that can be used to divine the location of this evil. Long ago, the Heartstone rested here, within this shrine. The druids of Kuldahar used its power to gain insight on the balance and to look into the affairs of men throughout the realms. Then, one day, an initiate of the shrine stole the Heartstone and fled Kuldahar. The young druid had grown impatient with the humble teachings of his mentor, the archdruid, and hungered for power of his own. He disappeared into the mountains, along with the artifact, and was never heard from again. A few short years after the theft, there were rumors of a strange cult establishing a temple in these mountains. It is conceivable that the rogue druid may have been connected in some way with the emergence of this new cult. If so, then it is possible that the Heartstone Gem may still be found within this temple. The temple is rumored to lie in a canyon far to the east of Kuldahar. I have updated your map to help you find your way. Journey to the temple and discover if the Heartstone is indeed there. If so, return it to Kuldahar, and I shall use its power to find the answers we seek.
Alright. So, sounds like someone has leveled. That would be you. Level you up. We got a proficiency slot. Two-handed swords. Alright, let's just pop that there. Make him ridiculously useful. So you also can level, get no proficiency slots. Let's look at this. Okay. You can level. Character record, level up. I can't do that. Oh, that's why we had the crossbow. I think I sold it. Yeah. I was an idiot. Okay,
You
let's
want me?
let's
Very
get
well.
out of here.
Yes.
So now we need to go. Did he say west or east? Let's look at our journal here. Apparently we stole him from the druids, far to the east. Okay, that was weird. It's not scrolling with the mouse anymore. Many confusing things. Let's let's sell some stuff.
Ready and willing. Very well.
Hey, you need me? Here I go.
Okay, let's see what we've got. So we can sell that. Sell that. Sell that. Sell some Yeti pelts. We need some bolts. And somehow it's ended up there. So these are darts. Okay, that was a little weird. What do I do with that extra bow?
Yes! Right.
I'm pretty sure. Oh, there it is. Okay, so let's blow this popsicle stand.
Very well.
And head out. Temple of the Forgotten God.
I'm here.
Okay, let's save really quick.
You want me? Yes.
Hi, who are you? Oh. My name is Red Toe. When Red Toe was a child, to drop big rock on foot. Rock smash his foot and make him yell. Other veer big laugh and call him. The temple over yonder? Yes, Red Toe was guard for friends, priest, and holy place, but then bad priests come, begin killing friend, priest, and other veer big guards with hurtful magic, but Red Toe smart, he fall on ground and make bad priest think he's dead. When they gone, he gets up and runs. No.
Ready? Yes.
I guess...
Right.
Defilers. Again, you prefer...
Yes.
To the butcher's work, then.
A little fire and lightning should liven things up.
You
Here
want
I
a taste
come.
of this?
And the hells come with me.
I'm here. Very well.
I don't know why everybody is kind of insistent on attacking. Like we just got here. No, watch. Thief skills, detect illusion. Okay, where's that?
You want me? Right.
A little fire and lightning should liven things up.
Louder than words.
Ready. Right.
I am in need of a good night's rest.
Really? I guess we'll take a nap. Why not?
To
A little
victory.
fire and lightning should liven things up.
And somebody else owned.
Yes.
Level up for the bard. 90% chance to pick pockets? That is nuts.
I'm here. Very well.
Treat
Let's spill some blood.
Here I come. And the hells come with me.
You want very well.
Let's get out of there really quick. Wait for the glowy tentacle things to go away. And we're waiting.
Ready. Very well.
I don't think we're taking damage from that. I think it's just annoying. Really annoying.
To the butcher's work, then. This one's mine. This one's
Watch me
mine.
work.
You want a
To
taste
the
of this?
butcher's work, then.
Yes. Right. I'm here. Yes.
Okay, so let's go check out the other side before we do this. Maybe we can find someone who's actually willing to talk to us and we don't have to kill everybody.
You want right.
Are you unconscious or just... Oh, you're held.
Ready and willing. Very well.
Your command? Of course.
How long have we got on that thing? Come on. Come on. Unhold. There we go.
I'm here. Here I go.
Finally.
Yes. Yes.
I wonder if there's an option where we can have it just follow the party. Gameplay. Nope, I don't think so.
God's
To the
gracious
butcher's
strength.
work, then.
I'm here. Yes.
Your
This
life
time,
is...
actions must speak louder than words.
Give that to you. Can you identify it? Nope. Done. Give that to you. We'll worry about that some other time then.
You want right. Ready. Right. Yeah. Right.
Your life is forfeit.
History of the Drow, the Dark Wars. The warlike Drow nature did not change when they escaped their surface foes during the descent. In fact, they immediately launched a series of wars to establish territories in the Underdark. They began by stealing and seizing dwarven magical items and using them against the dwarves, establishing an enmity that's still strong today. The Drow then fought among themselves, noble against noble, priest against priestess, for rule of their new realm. This all-out war ended amidst great magical explosions that brought down the roof of the largest cavern they had seized. Great Berdnin. The ceiling collapsed entirely, burying many drow and shattered dwarven cities. The cavern, now open to the sky, became known as the Great Rift. Surviving drow nobles gathered what people, slaves, and equipment they could seize and fled into the Underdark in search of places to dwell. The scattering brought about many rival, self-interested cities where most drow live today. History of the Descent. We know little of the Ilithari, or elves of the south, before this crucial event. Even then they were known as dark elves for the hue of their skins. They dwelt in the jungles and the hot forests of the south, a proud warlike culture. Culturally advanced, some sages of other elven people say decadent folk. The Ilithari attacked all neighbors, including other elven tribes. Their cruel raids and depredations, ordered by a warlike nobility and the clergy of their own two cruel deities, Gandadar and Lolth, forced elves, humans, dwarves, and others to ally against them. Defeated in a series of titanic magical battles, the Dark Elves fled into underground warrens they had earlier discovered. This event, known as the Descent, marked the end of the Drow's surface-dwelling race. That is actually incorrect. Well, I take that back. It's not factually correct as far as relative to the storyline, but it is correct as far as surface elf propaganda. History of the North. The first flowering. For millennia, gold elves dwelt in Ilarn, where Waterdeep now stands, and Earlarn, along the river Shining. From their ornate fort cities, they traded with emerging human nations like Netheril and Ilisk, and repulsed the attacks of the goblin races. Meanwhile, Dwarven clans united as the nation of Delzone, named for the dwarf who forged the union. This nation is existing primarily underground, extended from Ice Mountains to the Nether Mountains. Silvermoon Pass was its western border, and the Narrow Sea its eastern shore. Orcs came from north of the spine of the world, but were turned back in great slaughter by the elves. To this day, this is the homeland and stronghold for orcs and similar races. History of the North 2. Humans immigrated in bands from the Shining Sea and up to the Sword Coast. They became seafarers, striking out across the waves to the Moonshires, Mintar, and Ratharm, and the Northern Islands. Elves engaged in an unceasing war against each other, with the humans and orcs taking over the resulting ruins. Perhaps the greatest calamity to befall the fair folk was the Dark Disaster, a killing magic that took the form of a dark burning cloud. It enshrouded the kingdom of Miatar. Miaritar? And when it faded away some months later, not an elf lived, nor were trees left, only an open blasted moor, the High Moor. All was not dark for the elves, although in retreat, as barbarian humans and orc hordes grew in strength, their power rose in the elven court.
I need to rest once in a while.
Wow, can you believe these people? They're all whining.
I don't mean to interrupt, but perhaps we should rest.
Wow.
The demons of sleep hound me. I need rest.
All was not dark for the elves, although in retreat as barbarian humans and orc hordes grew in strength, their power rose in the elven court in Everesca, remaining a stronghold to this day. They conceived of cooperation between dwarves, kindly humans, and other elves for mutual survival against orcs, marauding humans, and the tide of beasts. Those would be orcs, bugbears, trolls, goblins, gnolls, and other non-human creatures, led by the rising power of giants. Astonishingly, in at least 3 places, the fallen kingdoms and the cities of Silvermoon
Much better ways to pass the time.
and Mithranor, they succeeded with shining grace. To the east, on the sandy shores of the calm and shining Narrow Sea, human fishing villages grew in small towns and then joined together as the nations of Netheril. Sages believed that the fishing towns were unified by a powerful human wizard who discovered a book of great magic power that survived from the days of thunder. A book that the legend
gather strength while we wait here.
book that the legends called Nether Scrolls. Under this nameless wizard and those who followed, Netheril rose in power and glory, becoming both the first human land in the north and the most powerful. Some say this discovery marked the birth of human wizardry, since before then mankind had only shamans and witch doctors. For over 3,000 years, Netheril dominated the north, but even its legendary wizards were unable to stop their final doom.
I can think of much better ways to pass the time.
Yeah, let's rest so that they be quiet. Oh my god, bunch of whiners. Okay, let's see, which one is this? This era left behind, elven strongholds ripe for pillaging. Wait. When elves chose to leave the north and travel to Evermeet, their works quickly disappeared, leaving only places like the old road and the ruined port and the high forest to mark Ireland's passing. And yet it was not only the elves who disappeared from the long-held homes. The human nation of Netheril also stood on the brink of history. Doom for Netheril came in the form of a desert, devouring the narrow sea and spreading to fill its banks with dry dust and blowing sand. Legend states that when the great wizards of Netheril realized their land was lost, they abandoned it and their countrymen, fleeing to all corners of the world and taking the secrets of wizardry with them. More likely, this was a slow migration that began 3,000 years ago and reached its conclusion 1,500 years later. Whatever the truth, wizards no longer dwelled in Netheril. To the north, the once majestic dwarven stronghold of Delzin fell upon hard days. Then the orcs struck. Orcs have always been foes in the north, searching out of their holes every few tens of generations when their normal hunts can no longer support their burgeoning numbers. This time they charged out of their caverns in the spine of the world, poured out of abandoned mines in the Grey Peaks, screamed out of lost dwarf holds in the Ice Mountains, raged forth from crypt complexes in the Nether Mountains, and stormed upward from the bowels of the High Moon Mountains. Never before or since has there been such an outpouring of orcs. Delzone crumbled before this onslaught and was driven in on itself. Netheril, without its wizards, was wiped from the face of history. The Ireland elves alone withstood the onslaught, and with the aid of the treants of Turlang and other unnamed allies, were able to stave off the final days of their land for yet a few centuries more. In the east, Ireland built the forest of Ascalorn and turned it over to refugees from the Netheril, as Netherese followers built the town of Kars in the High Forest. The fleeing Netherese founded Lork and Loudwater. Others wandered the mountains, hills, and moors west of High Forest, becoming the ancestors of Uthgard and the founders of Silvermoon, Everland, and Sundabar. Wow, that what just happened here? That was weird.
Yes. Very well.
Okay, so we have read all of the books. I'm sure you guys are super excited about getting through all of that. I think the water mechanics, that's actually really good. Give that to the wizard.
I'm
Your
here.
desire.
You want me? Yes.
So now, I mean, we should all have all of the spells. Everything should be memorized, etc. is what I meant. And hold on, this is... interestingly cut off. Yeah, weird.
Ready and willing.
So let's explore this level in the next episode. I mean, we've already accomplished a lot, and we're at nearly 30 minutes. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, leave me a like. If you didn't, don't. Questions, comments, concerns, they can all go below. Yeah, have a good night.